Ni hao, please subscribe to Triple B or Big Zhilei Zhang. I come to your house, and you know, Zhilei bang you, no diddy. Like, aka Skinny, bang a gay J. Zaijian. Yeah, what up? Thanks, Big Bang Zhilei Zhang. Yeah, you don't want the Big Bang turning up your door wanting to Big Bang you, do you? Actually, I don't detect any, better business in the Big Bang, naturally. Although these pictures here, they're a little bit fruity. Yeah, I mean, who knows, man? Maybe it's some kind of traditional Chinese dress or whatever, or from some part of China I don't know about, but it looks a bit fruity, man. But yeah, recently the Ring Awards, the first big Ring Awards, they had it in London, right? With obviously Turkey Ala Sheikh has bought it. The man with seamlessly endless pockets, a purse that never ends, and spend yet more money. We'll see what happens to the magazine. I mean, magazines are kind of over now, but it looked like a great night. There was so many big champions, and no doubt Turkey paid for them all to come over, probably first class. And two of the guys that were there were one of my favorite heavyweights, possibly ever, Zhilei Big Bang Zhang, and the rejuvenated and very likable Daniel Dubois, a.k.a. Daniel Dubois. But like I'm saying, he's won his name back with some impressive performances. But so at the Ring Awards, the Big Bang and Daniel Dubois met, and here's what happened. Yeah, I mean, look at those two, man. They're so likable and respectful, and it's nice to see after all the trash talk and nonsense and ghetto rubbish that you get in modern boxing. I don't mind a bit of a beef. It's okay to have a bit of a beef. Especially if it's real. If it's fake, it's just, oh, come on, man, do better. Back in the day when there wasn't social media and everything you did wasn't everywhere, and you didn't have control of what went out in the media. You didn't, nowadays you can set up and do what you want, and so much is filmed that people know how to play the PR game. I'll tell you one guy that I respect a lot for not getting in that game, Jay Pattaya. He just can't be bothered. He's not interested. The man's not interested in doing stupid videos, fruity videos, dances, like Joe Parker. You remember when he did that weird dance to the Pointer Sisters or something? I mean, that was creepy. But, Jay Pattaya, and he even says it, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this BS. I don't want to talk. I just want to fight. He's a true old school warrior, man. And as you know, I'm a big fan of Jay Pattaya. But back to the Big Bang and dangerous Triple D, Daniel Dubois. So they met at the ring, and you can see how respectful they were, to each other. And they were happy to see each other. They smiled, they shook hands. And to be frank, these are two of the nicest guys in boxing, especially heavyweight boxing. The Big Bang hasn't got great English, but he still cracks jokes. He's cracked his jokes about banging people and no diddy. It was nice. And Dubois as well. Dubois has always been a lovely guy, all the nonsense that he said a few weird things. Like, Orgovich. You remember that one where he's hitting the bag? I'm going to come in here and we're going to crush you, Orgovich. He was obviously put up to it by, fish eyes probably. He goes, let's build up this fight. And then there was the other one. Who was the other one? Oh, yeah, the Joe Joyce one, the famous one, because Joe Joyce's mother is like partially sighted. And Joe Joyce is actually another one of the really lovely kind of heavyweights. No diddy, like he's a really likable guy, autist. Probably, but he got big banged, So I think his days at the top are finished, because once you get zanged and big banged, that's it. But when Dubois said, "Oh, I'm glad, you know what? I'm glad your mother's blind because then you won't see how much I beat up your son in it."
If you get ill before the fight, you're going to pull out. What's going to happen?
No, my dear. You know what? I'm going to do you a favour because you can't see your son after he's been knocked out. You'll spare the heartache. You'll be spared the heartache.
That's so obvious, and allegedly, Fish Eyes was sitting there, glowing, gleaming, so happy that Dubois had rolled out his lines. It was so obviously not Dubois' character, or not the kind of thing he'd say. Dubois sat there like a kid, a retarded kid, happy with having done the right thing. And then ironically, obviously, Dubois quit with a busted eye, but that's not Dubois. Everyone knows he's nice. You see these videos of him on holiday. When he went on holiday, I think back to where he comes from. His family came from his dad, Grenada, or Grenada, how you pronounce it, and he had such a great time with his girl. He was looking at the monkeys, eating mangoes. He went by a waterfall and was amazed by his beauty. Yeah, he's a simple guy. I don't think he's not the sharpest tool in the box, but it's made up by his kindness and his likability, he's always smiling, isn't he? He's always smiling. And like people say, he's like the black big lady. He's got that gentle side to him, but he's obviously big, strong, and can fight. Anyway, the question is, they both got fights lined up, right? Daniel Dubois has got a fight lined up against Joseph Parker, and it's a dangerous fight. Zhilei Zhang has got a big fight lined up against Agit Kabayel, and both could lose. I'm hoping the Big Bang and Dubois win. They're the people I want to win because they're more exciting. Actually, I like Kabayel a lot, but I prefer the Big Bang. Joe Parker, I've never really warmed to. He's quite likable, apart from, the methamphetamine dealing. Sorry, the alleged methamphetamine dealing, which can't be a good thing, man. Meth ain't no good drug. It messes people's lives up. So if you're dealing with it, there's part of me that thinks, well, you're dealing drugs, different from, the off-license dealing in cigarettes and alcohol, but, and there's some truth for that. But obviously, meth isn't legal, and the damage that certain drugs like smack, crack, and meth do is astronomical. Alcohol obviously is up there, but a lot more people drink than get on the crack pipe, or the meth pipe, or the foil. So, apart from that, yeah. So the Dubois and Big Bang Zhang, two of the nicest guys. I'd love to see them fight, in a way, because quite often, when I like two guys, so example Joe Joyce, Big Bang, I don't really want to see them fight each other because one of them is going to get banged and probably hurt. One of them is going to lose. And when it's two fighters you like, it's like, oh man, you're partially eating up, because you don't support one another, right? If it's Big Bang fighting Deontay Wilder, I'm obviously supporting the Big Bang. Yeah. If it's Daniel Dubois vs. Gage, I supported Dubois even though I lost money because he was just such a unexpected upset. So on the one hand, I don't want to see them fight. On the other hand, it would be a terrific fight. Two punchers, one young, one old. One with a super chin, one with, well, it used to be a suspect chin, but it seems to have held up in the last three fights. And, and Big Bang deserves his shot at the title. He was the WBO interim heavyweight titleist. That means nothing anyway. We all know that. No one remembers that. Oh, yeah. Oh, you were my hero. You became WBO interim champion, regular interim champion. It means nothing. Who is it now? Manuel Char, the WBA regular title. Come on, man. No one's going to remember him as a heavyweight champion. Come on, man. But if they did fight, I would certainly watch it. And, I'd be on the edge of my seat. Who do I think would win? Boof. It all depends on Zhang's age because he's 41. And when do they fight? They've got one fight each. And then hopefully, if they did fight, it'd be at the end of the year. And then Big Bang will almost be 42. And the time waits for no man. But I do think the Big Bang, as long as he's got something left and he doesn't go badly old overnight, would catch Dubois on the chin. And whether or not Dubois has a better chin now on his new PDs or whatever it is, he'll go over. That's my prediction. The Big Bang would win by Big Bang and early, because most of his KOs are early, especially in the first 4 rounds. That's when he's super dangerous. Yeah, so I think the Big Bang would beat Dubois, but it was nice to see them smiling and like I said, they both dress really well. I like when Daniel dresses up in what's it called? Black tie. The penguin suit, whatever. He's smart in there. He looks smart. It's much better than turning up in a hoodie. He wears a lot of suits, Daniel, actually, and a lot of them are quite nice. I think he dresses well. So yeah, let's see if the fight happens. My only worry about Zhang, even though he's one of my favorite heavyweights, is has he been bought? Is he a Masonic disciple? And just the reason I say this is, well, when I show those pictures of him in a dress, often to become part of the Illuminati or the Masonics, you've got to humiliate yourself in public. Unless that's traditional, Chinese dress from when he comes from. He looks super fruity, especially when he's smiling with a fan like a woman. And he would have been forced to do that. And then there's this. Clip. Look at it.
How you doing, champ?
Good. Welcome to China.
You live here?
Yeah. No, I'm not even here.
Oh, okay. When your
You
next
just
fight?
arrived in Hangzhou.
Yeah, I September 23.
Las Vegas?
No, you're
No, we just looked at
No, obviously, apart from the first thing you notice, which is, my goodness, how a man as big as the Big Bang be made to look small by another human? But you're talking about Shaq, yeah? And Shaq's a well-known, the problem is Shaq's a well-known, he's actually admitted it online, not online, like on TV, on live TV, and he, that he's part of the lodge, that he's on the square, yeah? And if you check the handshake, well, we all know what kind of handshake that is. That's a special handshake that Masons give each other. So that saddens me a bit. I've seen nothing from Dubois to insinuate that he's part of Illuminati or any of those other cults or whatever. But I'm sure you'll be dragged in at some stage, because you kind of almost have to be if you're going to make it, which is a shame. But as they're both great guys. But anyway, there we go. That's more entertainment. But big up to the Big Bang and Daniel Dubois for being such likable boxers.